Yes, welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Good Morning Abuja on NH Channel 5, the Unity Station. That picture sets the tone for our discussion. Yeah, we are discussing disaster preparedness and response. And the agency that is responsible for that is National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA. Now we have the head of operations, Mr. Uche Justin Wazurunye, in the house to throw more light on the topic. Sir, you are welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining
welcome
us.
to the program.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. So,
Okay, I think first of all, we want you to tell us the responsibility of NEMA first before we go into how you put measures in place.
Yes, there's one misconception somewhere.
mm,
NEMA is a coordinating agency when it comes to disaster management in Nigeria.
okay.
Different organizations,
Hmm.
different agencies lead different hazards and disasters. For example, when it comes to flooding, fire service leads
Oh, okay.
because they have trained divers.
Fire service?
Fire
Yes,
service.
yes, they have trained divers.
Okay.
Seriously?
Okay,
See?
they have trained divers. They also have trained personnel when it comes to flooding. So they also have trained fire servicemen. So if you watch very well, when it comes to fire service leads. When it comes to flooding, fire service leads. When it comes to building collapse, fire service leads.
Wow.
Because they are the lead agency when it comes to the mandate in their own organization.
Okay.
So if a fire service, even if we arrive first or an organization arrives first, as soon as fire service man is there, you hand over to the fire service man. He leads.
Oh.
So NEMA coordinates to remove interagency rivalry.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also coordinate resources, give them support to see that it is effectively managed. That disaster or event is effectively managed. So that is our major role. Now, if you check in the past, Nigerians will say, we call NEMA did not respond. Yes. For any agency, even fire service, you talk about the safety of the personnel. We need the cooperation of Nigerians for us to respond efficiently and effectively. When you come to a location where you discover that you are not safe, you cannot do anything.
Yeah, definitely.
That's exactly the problem we are facing. If a fire serviceman knows that the place is not safe, he will give you one excuse or the other so that he will not be pushed to go in there. That's exactly what is happening.
Okay.
And many Nigerians do not even know how to describe situations. Somebody out of panic, you are asking the person, where is the location? He can't explain properly.
Wow.
You see, it's good we know the responsibilities
Honestly,
because you coordinate and ensure things are
things
in
are
proper shape.
yes. As you coordinate, what are those measures like?
We have structural and non-structural measures.
Okay.
Then these non-structural measures are desensitization and hazard education, whereby you educate people. Because if you are well informed, you know what to do. That is the non-structural measures. And we work hand in hand with NOA, work hand in hand with the forecast agencies like NIMET, NISA, to castigate down all the warnings down. These are non-structural measures. And when you are well informed, definitely you will discover that you'll be able to prevent certain disasters. You will have the coping capacity when you are well informed. These are non-structural measures. But the structural measures, like when it comes to flooding, we don't go into construction. We have Ministry of Works. They lead in that aspect.
Wow.
So different organizations have their role and their mandate. And they are also represented in the board of NEMA.
Okay.
If you come to NEMA, we have the head of search and rescue as a serving air commodore.
Wow.
And we all work with all the disaster response units because the military have disaster response units in all the 36 states of the Federation.
To talk to us about some of your success stories you've been able to gather in trying to go out there to make sure you put so many things in place?
Yes, for example, in 2000, this year we've not had a serious incident in Abuja.
Okay.
Now I will talk about Abuja, but in other states, I think
Let's start from Abuja.
Yes,
All
because this is where we are. Yes,
Yes.
I will talk about Abuja.
Alright.
You now notice that we had building collapse in February 2023. The one at Warempa.
Okay.
Okay.
If you could recall, NTA was there.
Yes.
We had about 2 or 3 fatalities. But if you discover that we worked throughout the night till the following morning, until we get to ground zero, until we are sure that nobody is there. And NEMA gave all the support services they're supposed to give to the lead agency, which is fire service.
Okay.
We provided light throughout that night. Because if we are there, we look at where are the gaps. Even if we have trained personnel too, where are the gaps? We meet up with those gaps, providing light throughout the night to make sure that they were able to carry on with their job of search and rescue operations. That was in February. Then you also discover that about 2 years now, we had the one of Treadmore flooding. When you talk about non-structural measures, we try to educate the people on the need for people to stop interlocking.
Okay.
Yes, because you see, you cannot allow water to be suspended within the surface of the earth for a long time.
It will definitely escape.
Yes, nature made it in a way that infiltration must take place so that some percentages of the water, the rainfall, will infiltrate into the soil, while some will not flow, which will not cause harm. But if you discover these days, all the entire estates in Abuja, they are all interlocked. Then, and when you have the rains, none infiltrates into the soil.
You are the head of operations in the FCT.
Yes.
Let's look at the flood-prone areas in the FCT from your experience as you work. Which areas do you think that are the flood-prone areas?
Now, I think last 2 or 3 weeks, we had an assessment, joint assessment with FEMA, FCT, because is all about everybody's business.
Yes.
It is.
So we had assessment, Lokogoma area, and there's a lot of construction going on.
Yeah.
Immediately you divert water, it will go to somewhere and cause a problem. So Lokogoma area, all those hotspots, we assess them and call the FCT administration that they should please, before this rain comes, they should look at those areas and also educate the people on how they will desilt those areas and remove cleaned drains.
Drains, okay.
Remove debris from those areas.
Yeah, because blockage too causes.
Lokogoma, if you go to, sometime it was in Kubwa. You can see that you are no more hearing that.
Yeah.
There was a time we had an assessment in that area in Kubwa, and we recommended to the then FCT administration that people are dumping refuse in those areas and they are blocking the natural waterway. And they went and cleared it and also stopped people from doing that. That is why we need to work in collaboration with each other. And they after giving such recommendation, it was carried out.
People have this impression,
yes.
Just like I told you, when we decided to sort the opinions of people about what's NEMA, like you said, a lot of them don't know that certain things or certain areas are not your responsibility. But there is this general opinion that the response, I know you've tried to explain some to us. People believe that when they call, before they will call, in fact, somebody was referring to fire service, which is not even your area, about them about them coming and when you call, they say there's no water. They are trying all those kind of a thing. Now, when you receive a call, emergency call, for a disaster, how do you respond? How fast, and what is the first step you take?
Now, if we receive a call, if the caller is able to get the correct number and call NEMA.
Okay.
if the caller is also able to explain properly the location.
Okay.
Because now, if you don't have the number, for example, you have 0800, that's call name.
Okay.
08
Okay.
00
Okay.
22
Mm.
55
Mm.
63.
Okay.
So if you call that number, even if you don't have, it's toll free, then somebody must pick. They are on shift. If they pick and you're able to explain to them properly, they will contact the lead agency.
Okay.
Even when the lead agency is not, the line is not true, they will contact the head of that location, like Abuja. If you call me now,
Okay.
I'll be able to call the number of the fire service head in
Okay.
FCT.
Okay.
His private line.
Okay.
You can see, see the link,
Yes.
trying to make sure that we respond. But we need the cooperation of the people. I could remember when I was deployed to FCT to be the head of operations. It got to a point, a rainy season like this, we are trying to carry out sensitization. We printed flyers, putting all these numbers, 112 and so on. As we are sharing it, somebody is collecting it in my presence and the person is tearing it.
Wow.
Now, the same person will come
Probably
tomorrow.
they don't know the information on the paper.
Honestly.
If they had known, they would.
You remember
Honestly.
Nigerians used to say, anything you don't want a Nigerian to know, put it on paper. He will not have time to read it. But if you tell him that this is money, he will look at it.
You are the head of operations, FCT.
Yes.
The rain is here. There is nothing we can do about it. You talked
It's
about the
natural.
drainages and all that. So, in your final word, just advise the residents of FCT.
They should cooperate with emergency responders.
Okay.
That is my advice. One word: cooperate with emergency responders, and also listen to daily forecast
Okay.
from NIMET.
Okay. Okay.
Listen to daily
Forecast
forecast.
from NIMET.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
what you do for our people.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
And in the voice of Mr. Uche Austin, and with the way he has advised us this morning, please, all we need is your cooperation. Let's cooperate with one another to ensure we make our environment safe and habitable for all of us to stay with. Now let's go on this quick break. When we come back, Good Morning Abuja continues. Stay with us.